Beth Dutton and Rip Wheeler aren't done with us yet. Just when fans thought Yellowstone had closed its gates, the most powerful couple in modern Western TV is riding back into our lives, with a brand new spin-off coming in 2025. And this time, it's all about them. Yellowstone didn't just become another TV show, it turned into a television phenomenon. Created by Taylor Sheridan, it launched in 2018 and quickly built a massive following thanks to its gripping storytelling, intense drama, and unforgettable characters. At the heart of it all was the Dutton family, led by the iron-fisted John Dutton, played by Kevin Costner. But as the series progressed, two characters began to steal every scene they were in: Beth Dutton and Rip Wheeler. Beth, played by Kelly, Reilly, is one of the most complex and fearless female characters in television. She's a woman driven by pain, loyalty, and fierce love. Her sharp tongue, quick wit, and emotional scars made her one of the most talked-about figures on Yellowstone. Fans loved her for her unapologetic strength and feared her for the same reason. She's unpredictable, powerful, and vulnerable. All at once, Rip Wheeler, played by Hauser, is the ultimate loyal cowboy. He's the kind of man who doesn't say much but speaks volumes through his actions. Raised rough and shaped by tragedy, Rip found purpose on the Dutton Ranch and built a life around protecting it. His love for Beth runs deep, and their relationship has always been more than just a romance. It's a bond forged in fire. Together, Beth and Rip became the emotional core of Yellowstone. Their love story wasn't pretty, but it was real. Raw, rugged, and passionate, it gave viewers something to root for, even when everything else in the Dutton world seemed to be falling apart. From violent confrontations to quiet, intimate moments, Beth and Rip's chemistry never failed to deliver. Their wedding in Season 4, chaotic and unconventional as it was, felt like the only wedding that could ever make sense for two people like them. As Yellowstone neared its end, fans began to wonder, what's next for Beth and Rip? Would they finally find peace? Would they stay on the ranch or ride off into the unknown? While the final season left some doors open, it also left us wanting more. And now, it looks like Taylor Sheridan has heard our cries. With the announcement of the 2025 spin-off, all eyes are on Beth and Rip once again. This isn't just a continuation of Yellowstone. It's a chance to dive deeper into two of the most beloved characters in the series. And it's got fans buzzing with excitement, theories, and questions. Is it a prequel? A sequel? Will we see them in a new place, facing new enemies? Or is it a darker, more personal journey that strips away the Dutton legacy to focus just on the people behind the pain? What we do know is this: the story of Beth and Rip isn't over. And if Yellowstone taught us anything, it's that when these two are together, you can expect fireworks, heartbreak, and unforgettable drama. Up next, we'll break down what we know so far about the official announcement, who's behind the spin-off, and the first signs that filming has already begun. Section 2. Announcement and confirmation. The spin-off is real, and here's who's behind it. The wait is over. Paramount has officially confirmed that a new Yellowstone spin-off centered around Beth and Rip is in the works, and it's set to premiere in 2025. This news didn't just come as a pleasant surprise, it hit the fan base like a stampede. For those who've followed the Yellowstone universe from the very beginning, this announcement means that the legacy of the Duttons is far from finished. So how did the spin-off come to be? It all started when Yellowstone creator Taylor Sheridan hinted in interviews that he wasn't done with the Yellowstone world just yet. Even before the original series had wrapped up, Sheridan was already writing and shaping new chapters. His vision for the Dutton family has always been massive, stretching across generations and timelines from 1883 to 1923 and beyond. But this new spin-off is different. It's not about ancestors or legacy. It's about two people who earned their place at the center of the story: Beth and Rip. The spin-off's development was kept under wraps for months, with fans and media outlets only catching bits and pieces of information. But things became official when Paramount made the announcement in early 2025. The network released a short statement confirming that Kelly Reilly and Cole Hauser would return to reprise their iconic roles. That alone was enough to light up social media with excitement and speculation. Though the title of the series hasn't been publicly revealed yet, some reports suggest that working titles like Yellowstone Redemption or The Duttons After the Storm have been floated during production meetings. Whether these names stick or not, the message is clear. This show is about what happens after the dust settles, when love and survival are tested far beyond the borders of the Yellowstone Ranch. Behind the camera, Taylor Sheridan remains at the helm. As the creator, writer, and executive producer, he's once again in full creative control. That's great news for fans because Sheridan's writing is what gave Yellowstone its edge, its moral complexity, its emotional weight, and its ability to shock us when we least expected it. He's not just expanding a franchise, he's deepening the emotional core of it. Paramount also confirmed that the show would air on the Paramount Plus streaming platform, following the strategy used with other Sheridan projects like 1883 and 1923. This decision makes sense. It allows for more freedom in storytelling, longer episodes, and a more cinematic experience for viewers. With streaming now playing such a huge role in how we consume TV, this move ensures that the spin-off will reach a global audience without limits. Shortly after the announcement, Cole Hauser took to Instagram with a cryptic photo, a lone cowboy, hat resting on a fence post, with the caption, "It's not over." That was all it took to send the fandom into overdrive. Kelly Reilly followed a few days later with a post of her own, showing a windswept landscape and a simple message. Back in the saddle. Neither actor gave much away, but their posts confirmed what fans had been hoping for. The spin-off is not a rumor. It's happening, and the original stars are fully on board. Even industry insiders have started leaking bits of information. Sources close to the production say that filming began earlier this year in a new location outside of Montana, possibly Wyoming or even Texas. This hints at a shift in setting, suggesting that Beth and Rip may be starting a new life away from the Dutton Ranch. Whether they're running from something or building something new, the change in backdrop is a major clue about the direction of the story. The announcement has also sparked a wave of interest in the Yellowstone universe overall. It shows that Taylor Sheridan and Paramount are fully committed to exploring every corner of this world, not just through spin-offs that jump back in time, but by giving modern characters a chance to evolve and take center stage in their own right. With confirmation from the creators, the cast, and the studio, all the pieces are now in place. The 2025 spin-off is no longer just a wish list for fans. It's real, and it's coming soon. But what exactly does it look like? What's the tone, the style, and the story? In the next section, we'll take a closer look at the first images, released from set, behind-the-scenes teases, and what they reveal about Beth and Rip's next chapter. As excitement builds for the 2025 Yellowstone spin-off, fans have finally been treated to their first visual clues, and they speak volumes. While the official trailer hasn't dropped yet, a handful of behind-the-scenes photos, set leaks, and promotional stills have surfaced online, giving us a glimpse into what this next chapter for Beth and Rip might look like. The most talked about image so far shows Rip Wheeler, dressed in his signature dark ranch gear, standing alone on a rocky overlook, surrounded by open plains and distant mountain peaks. What's different, though, is the landscape. This isn't the familiar Yellowstone ranch in Montana. Observant fans quickly pointed out that the terrain looks more like southern Wyoming or West Texas. This tells us something big. Beth and Rip may have left the Yellowstone ranch behind. Another still shows Beth Dutton leaning against the wooden porch of a small, weathered house. She's dressed in a heavy coat, her hair pulled back, and she's staring out across the land with a hard, reflective expression. It's Beth as we remember her, but there's something different in her eyes. Maybe it's exhaustion, maybe it's peace, or maybe it's the calm before the storm. Both characters appear to be in a more isolated setting, away from the chaos of the Dutton family drama. There's no sign of the big ranch house, the bunkhouse boys, or any of the usual Yellowstone landmarks. Instead, the visual tone feels stripped down and raw. The color palette is dustier, the skies more open. This is clearly a new chapter, and it seems like Sheridan is taking a more intimate, character-focused approach. Sources from the production team say that Sheridan is going for a quieter story with deeper emotional beats, while still keeping the high-stakes tension Yellowstone fans expect. This doesn't mean the spin-off will lack drama. In fact, it could be even more intense, because this time, it's personal. Without the safety net of the Dutton Empire, Beth and Rip are on their own. That opens the door to new threats, old demons, and the kind of gritty survival story that made Yellowstone such a hit. In another photo leaked from the set, Rip is seen working with horses in a small corral. There's a younger man nearby, possibly a new character. Some fans are speculating that this could be a symbolic passing of the torch, or maybe Rip is taking someone under his wing, the way John Dutton once took a chance on him. Meanwhile, Beth is spotted in what looks like a small-town bar, talking with a woman we haven't seen before. Could this be a friend, a rival, or a new character with ties to Beth's mysterious past? What stands out most in these early visuals is the focus on space, both physical and emotional. There are wide-open shots of land and sky, emphasizing isolation. There's a sense that Beth and Rip are trying to rebuild something in the middle of nowhere, far from the Dutton legacy and all the bloodshed it left behind. Whether they're running toward a new future or away from old pain remains to be seen, but it's clear that this isn't just another Yellowstone side story. It's a character-driven journey. We also know that the show will carry the same visual quality as Yellowstone, thanks to returning director Stephen Kay, who's known for his moody cinematic style. Combined with Sheridan's writing, the spin-off is expected to feel like a prestige western with a modern edge, less about land battles, more about survival and identity. As more images emerge, fans are beginning to draw their own theories. Some believe the couple is starting a new ranch, building their own legacy from scratch. Others think they're hiding from enemies left over from the original series, maybe market equities, or even Jamie Dutton's allies. And a few fans are hoping for a deeper dive into Beth's trauma and Rip's violent past, finally giving these characters space to face their inner demons without the pressure of the larger Dutton saga. Whatever the story turns out to be, one thing is certain. The look and feel of the spin-off is unmistakably different, and that's intentional. Taylor Sheridan is giving Beth and Rip their own world now. A world without John Dutton. A world without the constant political battles over land. A world where love, pain, and redemption are the only things that matter. And that's why fans are watching closely. Every image, every behind-the-scenes shot, every leaked frame offers more than just hype. It gives us a chance to piece together the journey ahead. And if these first glimpses are any indication, the ride will be just as wild and emotional as anything Yellowstone ever gave us. In the next section, we'll explore what the plot might look like, including confirmed story details, hints dropped by the cast and crew, and the fan theories that could end up being true. Now that we've seen the first images and know the spin-off is officially underway, the big question remains. What is the story? What exactly brings Beth and Rip back to our screens in 2025? And where are they headed now that the Yellowstone Ranch is behind them? While Taylor Sheridan and the cast are keeping most of the plot under wraps, a few important clues, combined with fan theories and character history, paint a picture of what this spin-off could look like. And it's not just a romantic getaway, this could be their hardest fight yet. Let's start with what's confirmed. According to early production notes and sources close to the writer's room, the show will follow Beth and Rip as they start a new life away from the Dutton Ranch. They've reportedly moved south, possibly to Wyoming or Texas, to take over a smaller, run-down ranch left behind by an old family friend of John Dutton. This move is more than just a change of scenery, it's symbolic. They're no longer part of the power struggle at Yellowstone. They're outsiders now, carving out a life on their own terms. This setup opens the door to a whole new cast of characters and conflicts. Beth and Rip are stepping into unfamiliar territory, surrounded by new people, some friendly, some dangerous. The land might be theirs to rebuild, but it won't come easy. Rumors suggest that the region is already being eyed by corporate developers, local gangs, and corrupt officials. If true, the couple may soon find themselves caught in a new kind of war, one that echoes the old battles of Yellowstone, but with higher personal stakes. But what about the emotional core of the story? Beth and Rip have always been a storm, passion, trauma, and love all tangled together. The spin-off could finally slow things down and let us explore their relationship in deeper ways. How do they handle isolation? What happens when the threats aren't outside enemies, but the ghosts inside themselves? Beth has always carried the weight of her mother's death, her broken relationship with her brother Jamie, and the physical and emotional pain from her past. Now that she's away from the Dutton dynasty, will those wounds finally start to heal? Or will the silence of the open plains bring her demons closer than ever? Rip, on the other hand, has always buried his pain under loyalty and labor. Now that John Dutton is no longer calling the shots, Rip has to decide who he is without the man who gave him purpose. Is he just a protector, or can he lead in his own way? One theory gaining traction online is that the show could introduce a younger character, possibly a troubled teen or a runaway, that Rip and Beth take in. This would reflect their own history and give them a chance to do what John Dutton once did for Rip, offer a broken soul a new beginning. It would also add a layer of emotional complexity, especially for Beth, who once said she couldn't be a mother. Another theory is that Jamie Dutton isn't entirely out of the picture. While Yellowstone's ending seemingly closed the book on his storyline, fans suspect Sheridan might use flashbacks or unexpected twists to keep the sibling tension alive. Even if he doesn't appear directly, the scars Jamie left on Beth's heart won't be easily ignored. There's also talk that this spin-off could connect to the 66666 Ranch spin-off, which is also in development. Some fans believe Rip and Beth might eventually cross paths with characters from that show, either as allies or adversaries. With the Yellowstone universe expanding, Sheridan has plenty of room to weave overlapping narratives without making it feel forced. What's clear is that the spin-off isn't just about continuing the Yellowstone brand, it's about diving deeper into the most emotionally rich story the original series ever gave us. Rip and Beth aren't just characters anymore. They've become symbols of survival, love, and the cost of loyalty. This next chapter could be their chance to finally live for themselves. But knowing Taylor Sheridan, it won't come without a price. The spin-off is expected to premiere in late 2025 on Paramount Plus, with full production currently underway. Until then, fans will be keeping their eyes peeled for every teaser, trailer, and update. Because when it comes to Beth and Rip, nothing is ever simple. And no matter how far they run, the past always finds a way to ride alongside them. So what? Do you think this spin-off will be about? Will Beth and Rip find peace or face a whole new storm? Drop your theories in the comments below, hit that like button if you're as excited as we are, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates as this story unfolds.